All right, guys, welcome to Mr. Post Frame. We are at the 2024 NFBA, and we are going to show people all the stuff here at the show. So,
yeah,
want to talk just a quick about it?
Oh yeah, it's so cool. There's so many great things to check out with post frame building, and we had a great time having a booth here. I got to be a part of the brand new Women in Post Frame group that's a part of the NFBA. So yeah, it was an awesome time.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll just jump into the show. All right, guys, we're here at Weaver Tool Gear. I'm here with Glenn. Glenn's provided me with these tool belts for the last year, and they're amazing. But can you just tell them a little bit about your product?
Yeah.
What you guys do?
We make a framer, a trimmer, a roofer, and an electrician bag. All of our bags are handmade in our facility in Mount Hope, Ohio. We make a poly, a black poly. Our black poly belts have a super fabric lining on the inside. They have a leather rim on the outside. Our poly belts are all Velcroed into place. Our poly belts have a quick release buckle, built-in suspender loops. They're just designed to be a real high quality material that's not going to break down on you. In our super leather series, we use English harness leather, which is like premium leather. If you feel this leather, it's just broke in already. We perforate the pocket so when you're working on a rainy day, you get the moisture to drain out. The same layout whether you have the poly or the leather. Then we do a roofer bag. The roofer bag, on the right side, it has a sleeve you can put a hammer in,
Sure.
or a big shears in it. Same fabric lining on the inside and the leather on the outside. All of our belts come with built-in handholds so that at the end of the day you can carry it to the truck without dumping your screws and nails out.
So I have a set of the poly, and I like using these when I'm going to be taking my belt on and off because it's just quick clip. And then I put the leather on with the harness. When I'm doing
and we make a couple different harnesses. So we make the traditional harness, and we have one that has a water bladder on it. But one of the really cool things is like the ladies that are sewing these bags together, they have family members that do construction work. And so when I'm walking through the warehouse where they're making stuff, they're like, hey, how are the bags doing? Because they have a lot of ownership. They want to make sure that their bags, that they talk about their sons and their husbands that wear these bags. And so they have a lot of pride in what they're doing to make sure that the people that are using them have a high quality product.
Yeah, well, they are.
Holds up.
A couple things. This is one of my favorite things right here.
Yeah.
This just holds that.
Yeah,
form.
so these here just hold the tool, your right, your left, and your green, your red, yellow, and green together, keeps them organized. And then we have this little clip that you can put on your belt to hang your drill driver on. It's another really cool, little easy thing to add to it.
Which pass load framing nailer hooks onto that.
Pass load framing labor, yep, it does nail on that. So we, all of our stuff can be bought as an individual component. So if someone wants to mix and match, they can do that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and we're delighted to work with you guys at Mr. Post Frame. We're always love to partner with people that are quality people and do a quality work.
Sounds good. We'll have to get out for a tour.
I would love that. We would love to have you there.
Yeah.
When you do that, we'll take you to some of our favorite food places as well in Amish country, and we'll get you hooked up.
Cool. Sounds
all right.
Good, man.
Hey, Paul, thanks.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Appreciate you too.
All All right, guys, I'm here with Trevor from Meister. They're my partner in the hit salter line, but they also have all of these cool machines that form all the metal, do all the cutting, all that kind of stuff. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to show these things in action, which we'll show here in a minute. But do you just want to kind of talk about these machines and what they do?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our Slinet slitter system, and so it's got a coil farm. This particular one is, it houses 2-ton coils. We've got it set up for the show where it's only 4 coils, but
Sure.
you can get several more of these. The next step up would be for 5-ton coils, and you can go 12 coils, 20 coils, 30 coils, 40 coils, however long your building is, and you can go 2 or 3 rows wide.
That's crazy.
So makes coil accessibility much easier.
Sure.
Getting those coils and changing them can be an absolute bear for folks.
So this thing will move 5-ton coils.
Not
Not
this
this
exact
one, but
model,
you have one that will.
Exactly.
So that's, I mean, that's
Yep.
crazy. That's a lot.
Yeah. And so cuts down time tremendously.
Sure.
Whereas if somebody was moving them with say a forklift,
Probably
one at
makes things a
time.
lot safer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And this particular machine is very efficient. So it's a slitter and it also has a cross cutter. So if you're just running out big long sheets that you're going to take to a folder, you can do that. Or if you want to pre-slit your metal, you can also do that.
Cool.
Comes with up to 8 blade pairs in there. And so whenever you select your job, there's an optimization mode to where it will optimize your cuts.
Yeah.
And it also has partial cuts. So you could run, let's say, a 10-foot piece on the far right side, and then you could have smaller pieces that it stops, cuts, and then continues to feed that.
Yeah.
And so
I think that's what's so cool about this and like just technology is how this is all just ran through computer programs. You guys can like, as service managers, you can remote into these and help people with their...
Absolutely. So one other great thing is we have what's called V-Link technology. So we have our Vario desk, which is basically linked to our folders, but we have Vario desks where somebody in an office can make all your profiles, put job lists together, and you can actually send it from their office to Slinet. It will feed the coil in and slit the pieces, and then it will stamp a QR code on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
The sticker. And so then it feeds out onto a table. You roll the table to the folder, and then we have a scanning mechanism over there, scans it, and it auto-populates into the screen for the folder.
That's cool. The other really cool one is your folding machine.
Yeah.
So let's go over and check that out. All right, we're standing in front of their double folder. I'm gonna let Trevor talk about it, but the thing that is amazing to me is like all of the kind of the safety features, because you look at this thing and it's like, it's going on its own, and I'm like, man, that, I feel like that could get dangerous, but you were explaining to me all these, how it kind of just senses how close you are and can protect
Absolutely.
you and all that kind of stuff. So just
Yeah.
talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, so number one, manufactured in the U.S.
That's
So
cool.
we're out of Mattoon, Illinois, and do all the manufacturing there, putting these together and getting them out. So that makes a big difference for folks that are out there needing service.
Sure.
We are in the U.S. We have a great service team. We can get out there and respond quickly.
Yeah.
Like you had maybe mentioned earlier, we can remote in when there are issues. And so some of the features though with this double folder, so it's an up-down folder, is the automation side of it. So we have a two-way slitter, so it can cut both ways, which allows you to cut post bend,
Sure.
which is very useful. And so what that kind of unlocks for us is what we call sheet mode and job mode, to where you can bend multiple profiles in a row,
Oh, sure.
and your operator just has to be there to catch it at the end.
Yeah.
So automates things quite a bit.
Yeah, that's cool. Talk about how this works in a sense of safety. Because
Yeah.
I mean, when you see this open, it's like, man, you get your arm in there and
Yeah, so there's a couple
kinda
of
freaks
safety
me out.
features. Yeah, a couple of safety features there. We've got the light curtains, which are the posts at both
Sure.
ends. So basically, you think of a laser curtain that runs
yeah,
across.
kind of like a garage door. If you break
Exactly.
that, it'll stop it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if somebody gets their hands or arms or
Too
leans
close.
in, whatever it may be, and breaks that barrier, it's going to stop the machine. And then we also have the area curtain, which is at the bottom. And so basically there are 3 settings: green, which is, hey, let's go; yellow, which is kind of a caution.
down.
So if somebody's going into it and they trigger it to where it's yellow, basically it runs at half speed, and people understand that and they kind of figure, oh,
Yeah, it kind of alerts them.
yeah, and then if they get too close, it goes into red and it will stop operation of the machine. The great part about our machine, though, is once you back out of that, you're good to go. It goes
just
right back to
continues.
operation. Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. One of the things you'll see on the top is our trim magazine, so that
Sure.
makes it easy for the operator. You can either load flats up there, or you can stack your finished product up there. So easy access there. One of the other features is we have the segments. So they're broken up throughout the beam. So if, let's say, somebody accidentally leaves a tool on it when they close
Sure.
it and it damages it, you're not replacing the whole beam, you're not grinding it out and welding it and repolishing it. You simply just change out that segment.
Yeah, that's
they're
cool.
offset, so you don't have any weaknesses there. One of the other things we have are the brush beds. So when you're putting your material on there, obviously with the metal table, there's a chance where you could get scratches and that sort of thing on your paint. Our brush beds don't have any problem with that.
Cool.
So our machine is extremely accurate, and the reason we're extremely accurate is because our back gauges run off of they're servo driven with a ball screw drive, so they're 100% accurate 100% of the time.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of engineering that went into this thing.
Oh yeah.
I would like to get down and do a tour of and see one of these things put together sometime.
Absolutely.
How it all works. So
We would love to have you.
yeah, appreciate you doing this for us, Trevor.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Ready, set, go.
Who got it, Liv? Who won?
I had sparks. It smells like burning. It's burning.
All right, guys, we're here, Boss Hammer, with Dan. He's gonna just talk about your products, man. I mean, I've been using these and they're awesome.
Thank you.
And I'm like, I'm pretty hard on tools,
Are you?
and it's holding up. I probably use my tools in ways I shouldn't.
We like to hear that. Not that
Yeah.
you use them the ways you shouldn't,
But that they're holding up.
they're holding
Yeah.
up good, right?
Yeah, so just kind of talk about your
Yep.
kind of your main line here.
Okay, yep. 100% American ingenuity. We're keeping everything right here at home. This is a family-run business. As I said, we're American-made and American-owned. We've got our Pro Plus Series hammers here. We've got two different models. This one here is a 16-ounce hammer. It's 16 inches out to out. Therefore, you can use that for layout if you have to, if you're in a jam.
Sure.
This one here, its little brother, is a 14-ounce hammer. It's 14.5 inches out to out, which is the center clear spacing of a 16-inch framed wall. We've taken the framing hammer to a whole new level. We're the only framing hammer and squaring system all in one. If you look right here, that claw, that shoulder, and that head line up, it creates a perfect 90. I can square all the way across a framing member. I've got 13 inches of straight edge on the shorter model right here on the back side of the handle. I have 14.5 inches of straight edge here on the longer model. If you're laying out plates for framing members, you mark this side of the 90. That high casting line right there is 1.5 inches in width. I simply put a peck there, slide over and mark that. And there's my 1.5 inch stud pocket. Moving forward, if I'm looking for an angle cut, I just pivot off the claws. If I want a 20-degree angle, there's a 20-degree angle. If I want a 55-degree angle, there's a 55-degree angle, and everything in between.
Yeah.
So I don't never tell anybody throw away your speed square, because the speed square is a great tool. But this is just free real estate. Why not have this in your hammer? There's a stick rule right here out to 5 inches. So if you need a quick measurement, you can get it.
Yeah.
On the opposing side, I've got all of your angle cuts as well as your roof pitch cuts, 212, 312, 412. Just pivot off the claws for your plumb cuts. I've got a rip claw design, which is a straighter claw system with an anti-ring rib on the back side of that, so it's never going to ring or ping when you're driving nails. I've got very strong claws. The reason being is a threefold. We've got more material here, wider claws, and I don't cut that claw cut depth so deep, because the deeper I cut it, the weaker it would get.
it gets.
I've got dual side pullers in the head here and here, so I'm able to get up against the wall and get a nail started depending on which way I have a hold of the hammer. I've got a side puller right here. Gives me 8 to 10 times the leverage to roll out that framing nail of 16. I can pull a longer shank nail with my hammer because of the positioning of that. In the top of the head, we've got a magnetic nail starter that'll work not only for a single-headed nail, but a duplex nail, as well as a hexagon-shaped face, which comes in both smooth and milled. The reason for the hexagon-shaped face is flat to flat. I can get in tighter. I can 90 off a wall. And for setting toenails, that shoulder right there works perfect for bearing a toenail. We've got a quick 45 casting line right there. You can bottom that out on a framing member. And either side of that 1-inch handle is a 45-degree angle. We've got a fully supported handle. You don't ever have to worry about it breaking off, as you can attest to.
Sure.
And how they hold up. It's got 3 through holes, so it's never going to roll. We've got a tether hole there so you can tether it. And last but not least on the hammer, we've got a 13 millimeter 6-point socket so you can change circular saw blades with it. And when you're done framing, we brought this out at the National Framers and Builders Show last year as a prototype. We've got a cap right here. It's friction fit, proprietary to Boss Hammer. Goes in our hammers, and it's for cap nails. It's as fast as you can feed cap nails in that thing for hands-free application. And I guess the last product I want to run over real quick is it's our Boss Paw. It's our trim bar. It's got a whale tail on the end. It's got a flatter surface that allows you to get in and not break up trim or the substrate in the wall. 9 inches in length. It's got 4 points of pull as well as a wrench in the end.
Yeah, and another thing, this thing is cool because if you're going to do metal trims and you want to tap on it, you can slip that on there.
Yep, a soft blow cover. That's right. Works ideal.
Yeah, I've been really happy with this. And I always tell people, they're like, well, why do you need all that other stuff? And it's like, if you take this hammer just for what it is,
right,
it's up there with the best of the best, right?
Absolutely.
But nobody else has all this other stuff.
Nobody else.
And I'll tell you, I mark my headers with this all the time because I get all the way across it. A 7-inch square can't. So
that's right.
No, we're really happy with these. So thanks for doing that.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, Paul.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're here at Delta Metals. Delta Metals is where I get all of my trusses, columns, and what I really love is all the metal. So we have a really exciting announcement that we're partnering and we're going to be supplying kits. So if you guys are interested in that, we have an area. We'll bring you more information on this, but we're pretty excited about it. I think both of us are.
Absolutely.
But just kind of tell us what you guys offer as far as like trims and metal and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Well, we're wool formers, so we offer metal trims. We do custom trims. We can custom make anything you need. We stock 10 foot, we can go up to 20 foot size, but we roll our own panels.
Yep.
We got 6 different profiles. So we got Delta Max and an R-Rib, which is typically an ag
like
panel.
the ag panel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Typically, we do board and batten, which is becoming way more popular, especially in the Barndominium world.
Sure.
Right? With Legacy panel, which is a 3 foot panel. We also do standing seam, which is the concealed fastener.
Yes.
Which is absolutely gorgeous on the roofs.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I think we're going to get together and kind of show these panels more up close in the near future. We're going to show you all the trims, how they go on, how to put them on. I think we got a lot of good stuff coming.
Paul's great at that. The best educator in the market on that, and that's why we're so grateful to have this partnership.
Yeah.
But we offer metal and entire building packages.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
we can get the trusses, the wood, the plywood, the insulation, the doors and windows, all that in one place.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Well, we'll update you guys as soon as we can on more information on your building kits. These doors are meant to be for like residential, kind of getting into that line a little bit.
More of the post frame home, Barndominium.
Yep. And that's what we build, so that's perfect.
And that's what this door was. It's a completely thermal broken system.
Yes.
Header, threshold, sill, door panel.
I guess the thing I loved about like when I install these doors is like they stay square.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Because they're so rigid, you know what I mean? It's like the nicer door you buy, the easier it is to install.
Right. By going to this, what we call storefront gauge
Mm-hmm.
type of aluminum, you got a lighter door, but it was stronger
Yeah.
because it tied the whole system, tied everything together.
Can you get that in different jam thicknesses?
Yes, and that goes 4 1/4, 6 1/4,
And then 8
and then variations of 8.
Yeah, so my jams are usually about 8.5 because I do a column and interior, exterior girt, so
Okay.
somewhere in that range.
So that would, in the 8-inch variations, we can do up to 8 5/8, but
Sure.
we can do anything we really want with it.
Yeah. Now the question I have is with like the sill, can you have that? Is that always facing the inside, or can you have both?
Mhm.
You can. So it's kind of whatever you want.
We just call it a performance threshold. So if you order in swing, you get an in swing threshold, or outswing will be a different outswing.
Sure.
This is brand new. We don't even have it in a book. We don't even have the pricing done on it yet. It's our plant manager saw one of our doors in a building, and the windows were all trimmed out in heavier looking trim. And our door, he said, it just didn't look right.
It didn't look beefy enough, probably, the trim.
So all this will be slotted.
Yep.
So this will come as part of the kit. Once you get this set in your opening, and then the trim just
snaps on. Well, I mean, that'll make ease of trimming it out too.
Yeah. And then, so you get it all in place.
Yep, get it all lined up.
And then the color-coded set screws.
Oh, cool.
To set it in place.
As far as windows, you have sliders, and now you have single hung and double hung too?
Single hung.
Single hung?
Not double hung yet.
Yeah, so with your windows, you put your steel up first. This slides up underneath the steel, correct? Make sure your window or your ribs are out of the way, and then this fits up against the metal, so you probably just run a bead of, or how does that work?
What you do is, once the steel is up, you get your opening, you got your opening in your steel.
Yep.
Then you put about 1 inch, 3/4 or an inch split.
Yep.
On top.
So
to allow it to
slide in there.
Slide in. And then this slides in the bottom, the smaller bottom fin slides in.
Yep.
And most of the time, all they do is cock right at the top of those slits are.
Sure.
And this has been around forever.
Yeah.
And we just have not.
And that seals right there. That's little thing is seals there and all that. I like that.
And we just have not.
The thing that's kind of got me, I've not used your windows, but I'm building a shop and I want to put them in there. But the thing that I got thinking about is like, you're putting all your steel up and stuff first, so then there's no chance of somebody dropping their hammer, and because that's happened.
Yeah.
Hitting the window and breaking the window.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I know.
Or they're on a ladder and it's unstable ground. They tip the ladder over into the window. I'm only say all this because this has all happened.
Oh yeah, I could see it. So we decided to go with aluminum. It really stiffens it up.
Vinyl window with the aluminum
step hammer trim on it. Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
And it just stiffens
it adds rigidity to it because that thing isn't going to come out of square.
No.
That's the hardest thing about bigger vinyl windows is you got to make sure you're shimming them so they're completely
they get
level across the bottom.
So this is actually like the fourth one that's been built. This is the conceptual. We're just getting
just kind
ideas.
Of figuring out if it's going to go or if it's going to work.
But we have a crew of guys that are using them every day. And so they said if we ever take them away, they quit. So that's, it's a big labor saver.
No, I mean that'll even fit up in between trusses 4 foot on center.
Yeah, yep, yeah, because the whole width of it's 4'2", so in width. So in between you're probably 3'6", maybe 3 foot.
What's the weight on this?
Total weight's 4,000 pounds.
So it's pretty light.
Yeah, and then you can run them side by side then too.
Sure.
And then it self-levels itself on a 20% slope. It goes up 20 feet and then 20 feet of platform. And then you can move 4% towards the building or away from the building.
Oh, nice. So you can kind of fine tune if you need a little bit
closer.
If you're not
quite
where you were.
And with it being only 8'6", you can really get into some tight areas with it. You have to be down with it to drive it.
Okay.
The outriggers have to be down to move.
Sure.
Once you get set, then there's an electric motor that you can go up and down with without having to run the motor itself.
So you guys think you're kind of figure out like how much demand there is, and then maybe you might making them here and there?
We're thinking within 2 years we're going to come out with it. We've got a really good reception from the show.
Sure.
So
cool.
We think it could really take off.
Yeah, it looks good. What do you have for a motor?
There's a Honda motor in there, 22 horsepower. And then, like I said, it's also electric that it can run up and down.
And then do you have a website on here?
Yeah. If I could get your badge, and then if we come out with something, I'll send you something on it too.
We are going to be drawing our cash prize winner.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right. Thanks for visiting.
Appreciate it.
If you have not yet completed today's drawing entry form, please come to NFBA booth 1.
Hey guys, we are so excited to be here at the NFBA, and I'm here with Josh Nolan. He is part of the board, we wanted to just say thank you so much for having this association, letting builders be a part of it, stuff like that. So how long have you been with them?
So I've been on the NFBA board for several years now. I remember when I came into this industry as a builder, I was like 22 years old. Came to my first show in Indianapolis, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. and I knew someday I wanted to be a part of it.
Sure.
So to actually be here today and actually be on the board and serving the industry is just fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, we've been a member now for a couple of years, and we feel like it's such a cool community. There's so much support and stuff like that. So what would you say is your like top thing for people considering membership with the NFBA? What do you feel like is the biggest benefit?
So one of, the Expo obviously is the big attraction
Yes.
to being a member, because you get to come in here and walk around and meet all these supply companies, all these manufacturers, get to see all the new products, what's coming out in the industry, shake hands with people you may have been talking to for the last year and
Right.
Sure.
and never got to meet. And then for the vendors, like Burroughs, we're a complete supply company for post frame buildings, is we get to actually interact with a lot of builders,
Yeah.
walking around the show looking for that new relationship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's so great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
It's an honor to have you guys here and to do this live streams and videos and really bringing more interest to the industry. And I'm interested to see how, you guys have a lot of people out there that are interested in barndominiums, and we've had all these sessions about barndominiums and so much focus on it. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Me too.
I think maybe we have to consider some sort of a barndominium centric show.
I agree.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. I think
Yeah.
that'd be so fun.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
so much.
Yeah, I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Emily.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Todd Meinhold. I'm with H&D Quality Builders. Been a member 20 plus years, 25 years. So we've been to a lot of these shows. Super excited to see how big it's gotten this year.
Yeah, and I've noticed you got a lot of innovative stuff going on, and you sent me one of these Ridgeline things, which I have full intentions to put on and do a video on because I think it's great. So we will cover that in a video, but just kind of tell us about, I'd like to see the innovation and kind of your thoughts. And
being in the industry this long, looking for ways for younger folks to get in and be encouraged or have a desire because they've grown up with technology their entire lives. And so what are we doing as an industry to bring some of that technology?
Make things more efficient, safer.
Yeah. And this is all drawn from my own business of I can't do what I once did, so how do I do it better, easier, less fatigue? And the other part of this is how do I keep the older generation on the job longer? When we're in our 50s, I'm in my 50s, and how do I stay out there? Get in a skid steer, use equipment, use technology to keep the older guy out there to bring information and experience to a younger generation that knows nothing but technology.
So how long have you been, I guess, building post frame and kind of doing
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah. So
you've seen a lot of changes over the years and been a member for a long time. What would you say you like about being a member of the NFBA? Is there like one thing it's like, man, this really has helped me, or
the go-to as consistency in an industry that can have a lot of diversity. I can just build this. And the NFBA being able to come together and say, no, this is how we should do it. As an industry, and give an expectation to the customer of what's being delivered.
Cool.
So it's really brought a good flow of information over the years. And then some new products.
Oh yeah. Well, you have to keep,
innovating.
You come up with things because of things that didn't work, right? Or you're trying to teach your guys how to be repetitive and do a good job and all that.
And smarter. I say, while you're working hard, work smart. You still got to work hard in this industry.
No, well, we appreciate you, man. It looks like you guys are being creative, and
we're trying.
And
our products are to be safe, not for just our industry, but for electricians, chimney sweeps, anybody that solar guys love this.
Oh, I bet.
The ridge anchors. And we're excited and encouraged. I'm fortunate to be a board member this year and really help propel our industry into the next generation.
Yeah.
And bringing technology to the forefront.
Yeah. Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, I'm Paul with Mr. Post Frame. I got a couple of my partners here, Dan from Boss Hammer, Glenn from Weevil Tool Gear. And we got together, we wanted to give back to you guys, so we're giving away this tool bags, Boss Hammer, Boss Claws. It's loaded up with a bunch of tools, so we're gonna draw a name and somebody's gonna walk away with all of this stuff. So if you win and you want the hammer engraved, Dan will take you over and get your name engraved on it, your company name, whatever it is. So when you guys want to draw. North Shore Optics. What's your name?
Nathan.
All right, I'm Paul. This is Glenn from Weaver Tool. And
hey, Nathan, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So all that stuff is yours. If you want, we can take you over to Dan's booth and he will engrave your name on the hammer.
Sure.
All right, yeah. Sweet, man. If you tell him what you want on this, he'll engrave your name on it.
Sure.
You ever won anything before?
Not anything like this.
Yeah, that's probably $1,000 worth of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Do you? I'm sure you build quite a bit, don't you?
Not as much as I'm gonna have to now, right?
Yeah. Those are real leather bags. There's all kinds of tools in them.
Those pouches are great. I wear the same exact set. They're awesome.
You got some Boss claws in there, so all those are in there.
You got one of each of those, I think, in there.
Yep.
Plus,
I'm gonna have to work too hard now.
Yeah. Some nice safety glasses. You got all kinds of stuff.
well, he was so excited about it. You're all set.
Oh, that didn't take long.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap on the show. Next year is going to be, I believe, in
Knoxville, Tennessee.
So we will be driving 14 hours instead of 30 minutes, but we're excited for it. We've already committed to a booth.
Yep.
We only have 60 days to back out on that, so.
I don't think we're going to be backing out, though. The NFBA is a fantastic organization. They've been so supportive of us, and so we want to just be supportive of them.
Yeah, we're pumped. I think it's just going to get better and better. So make sure you come put some plans in for Knoxville, Tennessee. As always, we appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and we will catch you on the next video.